Hey guys, welcome to A Friday Waffle. I'm actually recording this on Thursday. Now I've just changed the camera angle because I have changed my background display. You may have, if you follow my Facebook, you may have seen that. What I've done is I've taken down all the artwork that my daughter done. I know. The thing is, it's been up there for a long time and I was getting a wee bit fed up of the room looking the same. So what I've done is, I have quite literally taken cassette tapes and I have just stuck them to the wall. There you go, it's a cassette tape. Stuck it to the wall with a tiny wee bit, what do you call it, hot glue. That stuff is excellent. The only problem you've got is when you take it off, it takes the paint away. But I noticed the pictures that I put up were all put up with blue tack and they make a horrible mess. They take the paint away and they actually stain the woodwork. But to be honest with you, this room is in drastically need of redecoration. But the thought of having to redecorate this room fills me with dread because there's so much stuff in here. Trying to move stuff or disconnect stuff would be an absolute flipping nightmare. So yeah, these are all my games. These are all the kind of games that I remember. There's the very first game that I ever got, Crazy Kong and Frogger 64. So it's nice being able to see these because they were all just sitting up on my shelf doing nothing. And what I've done is I've moved, you've seen this before, the Beat-At. Apart from the Rolling Thunder guys, I've done the rest myself. This Exploding Fist guy, that's one of my favourite ones. So they used to be over there. And I've obviously put them there. You can see them better. I can see them better as well. So it's something a wee bit different. So anyway, let's get this back again. Like so. Now you might have noticed those that I've got a, what do you call it, got a keen eye. You might have noticed I have less grey in my beard. Yeah. Where was I? I was at a thing in Glasgow a couple of weeks ago. Last week it was actually. And I got a picture taken. In fact, it was that Atari dig thing. Did I tell you about that? I did, yeah. I was talking about that in the last week's Waffle. The Atari dig thing, and I've got to say, I wasn't shocked, but the picture that I got taken with the guy, I just thought, bloody hell, how old do I look? Now, I don't think I've got a particularly old looking face, but because I'm going grey, I think it ages me a lot. So I kind of jokingly said to my wife, I'm going to dye my beard. And she went, well, why don't you? So I did that. I bought some dye and yeah, I quite like it. It's not too bad. I think it looks, I mean, put it this way, I dyed it on Friday, last Friday, and then on the Monday, not the Monday, on the Saturday, I saw a couple of mates and I said, what do you think? And they're looking at me kind of strange. And they said, what do you mean, what do you think? And I says, my beard. And they looked at it and they went, you've trimmed it. And I went, no, I've dyed it. And they went, oh, right, didn't even notice. So anyway, I noticed it. That's an important thing. So anyway, yeah, apart from me dyeing my beard and changing my room about, that's been it. This is my second week on holiday. Now I keep looking, I've actually got this, if you think that the quality isn't as good, it's because I'm rather than using the, is it forward facing camera or backward facing camera? I'm using the one that I can see myself on the screen. It's not quite as high resolution, but I think I can see at least how the picture looks because I'm conscious of quite a few times when I do my Friday Waffle. You can't, the light, because I've got the window there, the light just streams right in and you can't see anything. So anyway, yeah, I thought I would just use a bit of time. I've made quite a few videos. I've been stockpiling videos because I'm conscious over, I'm trying to see what camera, should I be looking at that camera there? Yeah, that's where I should be looking. But I keep looking at myself, but I'll try and look at the camera. I've been stockpiling videos. I've got about 6 videos made, uploaded onto YouTube. I've just got to say the weather, because the weather has been bloody awful. It's been, I don't think it's not rained for 2 weeks. Last Tuesday, not Tuesday just gone, but the Tuesday before that, it was really nice. And every day since then, the weather has just been nothing short of diabolical. So my daughter's off, I'm off, my wife's at work. So I've not done very much other than going to that secret bunker thing last week. Have I done anything else? Not really. It's not been. I wouldn't say it's not been a good holiday. It's been quite a relaxing holiday. It's been great just being able to play video games, and I watched Breaking Bad. I've watched it for the second time right the way through. Watched a few films, just basically chilling out before I go back to work on Monday. So, aye, excuse me, a wee second, a wee drink of my, I think it's actually stone cold now. A stone cold coffee. So I've not been doing a great deal. Been playing quite a bit of video games. What have I been playing? What the hell have I been playing? I've been playing stuff and I can't remember for the life of me what I've been playing. Yeah, I've got my, I've got an Xbox 360 downstairs in the living room. I've also got one up here as well, but I was playing that. What was I playing? I was playing the remake in 1942. In fact, I might actually do a video comparing the remake of 1942 and also the original 1942. I might do that. Playing that. I've been playing other stuff. What have I been playing? Yeah, my mate Gordon, he came across on Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday past, and just for a bit of a games session. So, I mean, Gordon used to own all the computers back in the day. In fact, the Amiga 1200 that I've got was very kindly given to me by Gordon, and he says he just likes the fact that, you know, I'm using the hardware rather than sort of floundering in a loft doing absolutely nothing, which I'm very guilty of. I mean, I've got that much hardware in that loft. But anyway, yeah, so Gordon came along on Sunday night and we played some video games. Played the Amiga, played the C64, amongst other stuff. What was it? There was something else I've been playing, but I can't remember for the life of me what it was. Has it been anything in the PS4? I don't think I have. No, anyway, right, what am I going to talk about? I mean, I'm recording this bit on Thursday. I'll do my question part tomorrow, which is going to be Friday, which is going to be the day you're watching this, if not after it. Dave Lundboy's post, it's not a VR response as such, it's just me talking about something that Dave was talking about. He was made talking about, do YouTubers, i.e. people who actually upload videos, do they take it too personal when subscribers unsubscribe, or, you know, their subscriber numbers drop? Personally, do I take it personally? I don't think I do. I mean, one of the things about making YouTube videos is, yeah, you're obviously doing it because you want people to see it. You want people to watch your videos, because if nobody's watching your videos, then I think it's kind of a pointless exercise. Because, well, I mean, you've got to enjoy making them to begin with, which I do. To be fair, I do enjoy making videos. Don't get me wrong, there are times, especially not the Sunday Waffle, the Friday Waffle, in fact even anything, there are times where I simply can't be arsed. I really can't be bothered. But I always like to try and get content out there, because I think it's quite important. If you've got a YouTube channel, you have to have regular content. If you don't, then people are going to switch off. You're going to lose people, and I do that as well. I'll look at a channel, and it will say, you know, what I'll do is I'll click on videos, and it will show you the most recent video. And if a video has maybe not been made for 6 months, then chances are, unless it's maybe a good friend who I'll not unsubscribe to, I'll just unsubscribe, because ultimately it's like a dead channel. The channel is not doing anything, so what is the point of having an extra name on a list of channels when it's not actually making any content? So yeah, I always do try and keep the content coming. And getting back to watching it, yeah, I mean, you've got to enjoy making videos, and in the main, I do enjoy uploading videos. I enjoy making them. And as far as subscribers go, I mean, the subscribers, it's just a number. Now, if my videos generally peak after about 2 weeks, after a couple of weeks, you know, they don't really get that many more views. They probably will gather one or two over the, you know, as time wears on, but generally my views peak about, I don't know, 170, something like that. Now, 170, I've got, what am I up to now? I'm on 1,433 subscribers as of today. So 10% would be 1,430. Sorry, shut up, Alan. 10% would be 143 views. So I'm getting probably about, I don't know, lucky if I'm getting 15% of my subscribers actually watch the channel. Now, who's to say that the 170 views that I get are all subscribers? It's unlikely. You know, I mean, I do get people commenting on videos, and when I go and look at their channel, I'll see that they're not subscribed to me. So, you know, I don't know what percentage of my subscribers actually watch my channel. It's probably not very much. The thing is, if you look at any YouTube channel, and I'm talking about the massive channels that have got millions of subscribers. Stuart Ashens, for example, you know, he's at something like 1.4, 1.5 million subs. I don't know what his views are, but you'll generally find it's probably about the 15-20% mark. So, you know, look at any channel and I'll guarantee it's virtually the same. You know, you very rarely get a channel who's got 100% subscribers, 100% views. So if they've got 10,000 subscribers, they'll get 10,000 views. There's always one or two videos that, for whatever reason, are particularly popular. But in the main, I reckon that your average video on YouTube gets about 20% of your subscriber number. So the subscriber number is literally, it's just a number. To me, it's about the views. If you're not getting any views, then it doesn't matter a toss how many subscribers you have. Don't get me wrong, being a channel maker, the subscriber number, it is kind of, you look upon that as a mark of success, or not success, a mark of growth, how quick your channel's growing. You know, but so yeah, you look at the number of subscribers and, you know, you generally think, well, I'm doing well or I'm not doing so well. But the thing is, I'm going to be controversial here for a second. There are certain channels out there that get big subscriber numbers, and I'm not saying I don't think they deserve it. That wouldn't be a fair thing to say. But I've seen there are channels that I watch that they don't get that many views, and the effort that these guys put in to making content, I don't think they get the sort of the recognition that they deserve. There are other channels that I've seen that grow really quick, and I don't think they deserve it. You know, when I compare, like, if it comes down to the quality of video and how much effort you put in, there are channels which don't get the, you know, the recognition, the sort of success they deserve, if you're going to use success as being views and subscriber numbers. But you know what, you can't, it's the public that vote, it's people out there that watch videos. So just because I like a channel doesn't necessarily mean that other people are going to like the content. The other thing I was going to say, I can't even remember where I was going with this again. No, I've completely forgot what my train of thought there. One of my pet hates, just when I'm on a bit of a mope or a grumble, commenting on videos. Now, generally, if I watch a video and I enjoy it, if I don't know, in fact, I'll rephrase that. If I watch a video and I don't enjoy it, then I will never ever 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 give it a thumbs down. It's just something I wouldn't do. I don't see the point of it. What's the point of me saying don't like it, thumbs down? Don't see what the point of that is. So I would never give it a thumbs down. But if I didn't enjoy the video, I probably wouldn't comment. I would just walk away and just forget about it. Conversely, if I watch a video and I do enjoy it, then I'll always, well, maybe not always, especially if it's maybe somebody that I don't know, but I'll generally give it a thumbs up and I'll comment, even if it's just to say great video. Now I comment on quite a few channels and I notice it's not reciprocated, you know. I mean, I don't know whether these people, I know these people that I'm talking about, they are on my, what do you call it, that I am on their subscriber list thing, but it kind of annoys me when, you know, there are people that says I watch their videos and I want to comment on their videos and give them a thumbs up, but they never ever 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 comment on my videos. They may give me a thumbs up, I don't know, but they never ever ever make any effort to comment on them. And that's got me thinking, well, you know what, if they can't make the effort to comment on my videos, or even they may not even watch them, I don't know, then I'm not going to bother doing that to their videos. Now you might be thinking, you know, grow up man, for Christ's sake, you know, you're not a stupid wee boy. It's like tit for tat, you know. But ultimately this thing that we do, it's a hobby, it's a bit of fun, we don't do it for money. And, you know, but it's the feedback that you get when you make videos that's quite important. And if I can make the effort to comment on other people's videos, then why can't they make the effort to comment on mine? So, you know, if they're not willing to do that, then I don't see why I should be doing that as well. But anyway, I'm just being a wee bit childish. Yeah. Excuse me, I'm just having some peanuts. Right, I mentioned I've taken down all the artwork. If you watch any other Friday Waffles that I've done, you'll have seen all the art, excuse me, artwork there and kind of over there as well. And it was my daughter who drew them. Now, I've taken them off the wall and I was going to throw them all in the bucket. Now, what I thought is somebody might want these. So if anybody would like some of the, or not some, either all of them or some of them, whatever, just tell me what you want. Want these original artworks done by my daughter, which featured in every Friday Waffle. If anybody wants them, just give me a shout and you can have them. Some of them are better than others, but everyone is an original. I'm not saying they're going to be worth anything, obviously not. I like this one, that's Minor Willie. And Bob, or Bob, I don't know what one it is. There's the chap out of Ghosts and Goblins, Oolong. There's a Galaxian. So yeah, there's quite a few. There's a little Berserk, Berserk and Bomberman. These ones are better. Mario, Donkey Kong and Qbert. And the last one is Pac-Man and Friends. So yeah, if anybody, rather than me throw them in the bucket, if anybody would like these, then just put my wee comment below and I'll get them sent off to you. I thought I would show you some posters I have printed off, and have literally just downloaded these from the internet and printed them. Up close they don't look that great, but you know what, from a distance I think they look absolutely fine. So, and these are some little cards, postcards that I got with the arcade artwork book that I bought last year. So yeah, that's it, that's my new kind of wall. Obviously I've got my main cabin there, and like I said, I've got my things there. So yeah, Right, back to the waffle. Right, okay, this is the second part. This is now being recorded on Friday, which is my last day of being off. Yeah, I've got work on Monday. I've quite enjoyed my 2 weeks off. Not done very much, so you know it's I wouldn't say it's been boring, but you know it's funny how, as much as I enjoy being on holiday like anybody, I think sometimes when you have too much kind of free time, you know, you don't appreciate it. And I think sometimes being back at work, as much as I'm not looking forward to being back at work, sometimes just being back in a routine, having your work to go to, you know, you then appreciate when it gets to 5 o'clock, whatever it is, and you've got your spare time, and then you've got the weekend as well. But when you're just off right through, it can get a wee bit slightly tedious. I mean, the big thing for me, the weather has been just absolutely abysmal. It's rained every single day. I mean, I was going to put washing out this morning, and I'm looking out. I mean, it's only, I don't know what time it is. It's about 12 o'clock on Friday, 12 o'clock midday on Friday. Obviously, if it was midnight, it would be dark. Yeah, and I'm looking outside, and it's grey skies, so I dare say there's going to be plenty of rain. I was going to go into Edinburgh today with my daughter Ava. Well, we're going to go to, where we're going to go? We're going to go into Edinburgh to see I think it's like the start of the festival, you know, just to get us out of the house. But she didn't want to go, so we're not going. But we are going to see, what we're going to see, we're going to go and see Despicable Me 3 about 6 o'clock tonight. So that's why I'm doing this Friday Waffle early, so it'll be getting put out nice and early. I was trying to think about what games I've been playing. This week, in fact, I mentioned in the earlier segment that I recorded yesterday, my mate Gordon came across for a kind of gaming session, and he asked me if I had the PlayStation VR because he'd like a shot, and I said, well, I don't have it, but what I have got is the PlayStation, the Samsung Gear VR thing. So I gave him a shot, and he was like, oh, that's amazing, it's really good. So that got me thinking, I'll need to try it again, because I'll be honest with you guys, I mean, I was all over it when I first got it. I mean, I made a video, and I was phoning friends saying, you'll never believe this thing that I've got, this VR thing, it's amazing. I was talking about it all the time, and you know, trying to convince people that they had to buy a phone and had to get it. And then, so I used it for, a few months, and then I just completely stopped using it. It sat on that shelf for probably over a year. It got to the point I was even thinking I could just sell it, but then, you know, you don't. I think you get it given away free now with if you buy a Samsung phone. So I would get virtually nothing for it. So I didn't sell it, but we trying it out. Last week with Gordon, I've been putting software back on it again, and yeah, it's amazing. It really is amazing. If you've never tried VR, you've got to try it. Is it the next big thing? I don't think it is. I mean, I don't think VR will ever become mainstream. Like you know, I'm sitting here in a comfortable chair. I can play the PlayStation with the controller until it gets to a point where you don't have to put a headset on your head, because when you've got one of these things stuck to your face, it does get quite uncomfortable after a short time. But anyway, back on track. Yeah, I downloaded. I went to like the top games, and I downloaded one. What was it called? Face Your Fears, I think it is, and it's basically you're just in. There's different chapters. You buy them, I think they're 79p each. One of them, you're basically getting bricked up behind a wall. You don't interact or anything. It's all 3D rendered. It's proper graphics rather than like a video. There's another one where you're in a kind of tomb with snakes, and there's one when you're in this basement. I'm guessing it's like in America, a big basement. And it's spiders, and it starts off, you see a couple of wee spiders scurrying along on the floor, and then later on you get thousands of them all scurrying along, and there's one bit where I turned round. I mean, I was just sitting in a seat where I think you should really stand to get the full effect, and I turned round, and this spider was walking along a pipe, and then it jumped straight towards me, and I shit myself. I mean, it jumped right in front of me, and then it was literally right, it was like a bloody face hugger, literally right in front of my face, and the detail was incredible. And it is genuinely terrifying, to the point I couldn't actually, I couldn't bring myself to watch the rest of it. I think there's a bit where there's an enormous spider, but I could not bring myself to actually watch it all the way through because I was too scared. So yeah, and there's also another one. You're basically inside a kid's bedroom, and this little person kind of appears. This little kind of possessed, kind of exorcist child type thing appears. But yeah, it's, you know, I keep kind of retracting what I'm saying about VR. VR is astonishing. You know, the impression that you get, you know, you are in a game, you're actually inside the game. You know, and I'm kind of getting stuck for words here. It's an incredible experience. Like I said, it's not something I think will ever become normal, because having to put something over your face doesn't feel particularly nice. But it's one of these things you've got to try. And you know what, for whatever that costs me, 70 quid, 80 quid, something like that, it's amazing just to have that. The big downfall or downside to having it on a phone, it's pluses and minuses. The downside is, excuse me, the phone actually overheats because it's having to generate two images at the same time to generate obviously the 3D effect. The phone heats up and it comes up a warning message. It tells you the phone needs to cool down and you need to remove it. So that's a pain in the arse, especially if you were watching a film or something. That would be a complete pain in the arse, having to switch it off to let it cool down. So that's the downside to a phone. I mean, phone VR will never beat the full systems. I mean, my mate Ian, the Bangkokian, he had never had a VR thing until I went on and on about the Gear VR, and Ian bought one. He bought a Samsung. He got the Samsung phone, then he got the Gear VR, then he got the Vive, then the Oculus Rift, or the other way around. I can't remember what one it was, but he got the Samsung, then he bought the other two. Now he's got the PSVR, the PlayStation 1. Now I've got to say, kind of going against what I've been saying for a long time, I am tempted to get a PlayStation VR. There was one, I mean, they still go for 400 quid upwards. There was one on sale on eBay. It was starting bid 200 quid. Buy it now 300 now. I'm not prepared to pay 300. I know it's probably worth that, but I'm not prepared to pay 300 quid for it. So I was going to contact the guy and make him an offer, but unfortunately about half an hour before I contacted him, the thing was no longer for sale. So I did send him a message and he said it had been sold. But yeah, I think I will eventually get a PlayStation VR. The one thing that's going to annoy me, and I know it's going to annoy the tits off me, is because the amount of cables. There's a lot of plugging this into that and this into that and that into this, and you know, you've got the VR unit itself and you've got the headsets. There's a lot of cables. You know, it's not like plugging one cable into the VR unit and then into the PlayStation 4, then into the headset. There's lots and lots of cables, so it's going to be a pain in the arse. But I think if I can get one for a decent price, if I could get one for about, you know, I'd be prepared to maybe pay $250, something like that for it. I may well go down that route and get one, but aye, so yeah, VR. It is, if you've never tried it, then I suggest you go and try it. I mean, if you've not got I wouldn't recommend you just go out and buy an Oculus Rift or a PlayStation VR without trying it, because one of the downsides to VR is the motion sickness thing. Now I do get it on like see things like roller coasters, and I mean I was playing one. What was it again? It was that Face Your Fears. You're basically at the top of a skyscraper, and this huge robot bursts its way out, and it gets a hold of you, and it drags you out, and you're basically standing at the top of this skyscraper, and I could feel my stomach churning, you know, with the movement. So before you go and lash out lots of money on an expensive one, you know, there's lots and lots of these. You don't have to have a Samsung phone. There's lots of these budget VR headsets you can probably get for about 10, 20 quid. Go out and buy one of these, give it a shot. If you've never tried VR, be prepared to be blown away. It is super, super impressive. But like I said, I don't think it'll ever become mainstream. It would need to be something, you know, easier. It's the same way like the 3D TVs. They're no longer a thing. I mean, can you even still buy? Does any company actually make 3D TVs? I'm sure they do actually, because yeah, you still get 3D Blu-rays. But I mean, Sky, they used to have a 3D channel, and they did away with that because it just wasn't popular enough. And I think the big thing for that is, you know, it's you've got to put glasses on your head, and even something as simple as that, it's not a major hassle, but because you've got to do this extra step, it's something that people don't do, and that's, I think, the reason 3D has kind of died. I mean, I've never tried 3D in a TV. My mate's got it, and he does actually say that the 3D effect in the TV is better than the effect you get in the cinema. I don't know whether it's because it's higher resolution, whatever it is, but yeah. Right, I don't really do pick-up videos. I'm not a fan of them because I think sometimes they can be really, really boring. But this, I got this. When did I get it? Oh, maybe a couple of months ago, and I've never even looked at it yet. But it's called the Commodore 64, a visual compendium. Now it's published by Bitmap Books, and I don't know if you can see that. It's super heavy. I mean, it really is. It's mega heavy. It's even got one of these old-fashioned little ribbon things that you put in to keep your place. But look at that. What does it actually say? Right, go on then. Guess the game. What game is that? It's Monty on the Run, apparently. I knew that. Yeah, it's pretty much kind of graphical with just a small little description about the game. Different people. Pogo Joe? Was that by Ocean? Isn't actually, never heard of that one. There's a classic game, Fort Apocalypse. Julian Rignall, let's see what he's saying. Fly a fully armed helicopter deep. Whoops, a daisy. It's so heavy. Fly a fully armed helicopter deep into Fort Apocalypse and rescue hostages in this side-on multi-directional scrolling cross between an arcade adventure and traditional shoot-'em-up. The going is certainly tough as you travel through the 4-level fortress. It's packed with hazards, and if you touch the walls with your helicopter, it explodes. Yeah, it's a great game. One of my favourites. Beachhead as well. Load Runner, I did do I think I featured that in my platformers. Thalamus software. I really need to start reading this, but it's a glorious looking book. It really is. The presentation, what's that one there? Warhawk. That was quite a good budget game actually. Yeah, that is the compendium, Commodore 64, a visual compendium. Right, one of the things that I did do, you know, for a fortnight is I bought and downloaded, it's a new film based on, obviously, computers, and it's called The Memories of a Spectrum Addict. I can't remember the name of the guy. Andy was the guy that actually wrote the film, directed it. It's quite similar to, what do you call it, Bedrooms to Billions. Quite a similar sort of presentation. You don't hear Andy or anyone asking the questions, but the camera's pointing at obviously the various people that are getting interviewed. Jim Bagley's in it, Oh, bloody hell. The guys that made the Dizzy games. The Oliver twins, that's it. Yeah, there's lots of other, Andrew Hewson, Steve Turner, plenty of other people. Roger Keane, Oliver Frey, they're in it as well. It's like I said, it's similar presentation to Bedrooms to Billions. It's maybe not quite, and I hope Andy doesn't think bad of me saying this. It's probably not quite as professionally done because obviously the budget is far smaller. But it's still when I first started watching, I thought to myself, I've seen this, I've watched Bedrooms to Billions. I've got no reason why would I want to watch this. I mean, it's particularly about the spectrum. You need to bear that in mind. But you know what? There's information and stuff that's stories and anecdotes and that kind of stuff that come out in the film that are I wasn't aware of. So I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. I think it was I paid, is it $9.99? I can't remember exactly, for a digital download, or is it slightly less than that? I can't remember. You can buy it on DVD and Blu-ray as well. I will put the link to the film down below. If you like that sort of thing, go and support these guys, because it's like all these things. If there's no support, then things like this simply won't be made. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not the kind of thing. It's a bit like a kind of coffee table book. It's a bit like that book I just showed you, the C64 Compendium. It's not something. It's not a film that I would want to watch in one sitting. It's not that type of film. There's no plot to it as such. I mean, it's split into different chapters. They ask what is your favourite Spectrum game, and stuff like that. So I watched it over. I think I watched it over three consecutive evenings. I finished watching it last night, or yesterday afternoon, I should say. But I really enjoyed it. It's definitely worthwhile watching. Go and buy it. I mean, I don't know if it's available to download. Don't try and download it from a torrent, because these guys, they're using their own money to fund these things. So go and support them. Like I says, there is a link to the film down below. I enjoyed it. I wasn't a Spectrum owner back in the day, but I really enjoyed it. So go and check it out anyway. Yeah, so it's Memories of a Spectrum Addict. Right, okay, question time. I've got 4 batches of questions. Not quite as many as I've had recently, so make sure you keep them coming, guys, because like I says, I do struggle. You can probably tell I do struggle from time to time with the Friday Waffle. It does get harder and harder every week. Sometimes I think to myself, I was actually thinking about that this morning. I was thinking about the channel in general and thinking, yeah, should I start playing more modern systems, playing more modern games? But that's not what I'm about. My interests are old systems. I mean, let me know what you think. Would you want to see me playing more PlayStation 4 games, playing it for an hour and just talking over it? That's not where my passion lies. It's all the old games, the 8-bit, 16-bit systems. That's the kind of systems that I enjoy. But sometimes I think to myself, although there were tens of thousands of games released in these systems, I do feel from time to time that I'm starting to kind of repeat a wee bit. I'm starting to kind of, it feels forced at times. I certainly, when I'm making this, sometimes I feel like it's forced, which isn't a good thing. You want to, it doesn't flow as naturally as it used to. But that's probably because I've kind of covered, I've covered most of the things that I want to talk about over the last 3 years of the Friday Waffles. But I'm still going to keep the Friday Waffle going. I mean, let me know what you think. Would there be any interest in me looking at newer games? I personally don't think there will be, because I think the people that watch this channel are guys the same age as me, and I think you like the old stuff. Maybe I'm being too critical because I've been making a batch of videos this last fortnight just because I had nothing in reserve, so I thought I'll try and stockpile a few videos. So I've been making some different videos, and there's been one or two videos I was recording it and I was doing the voice, I was talking over it, and I kept stopping it and redoing it and redoing it and redoing it, and I just couldn't get it right. It just didn't sound right. It didn't feel right. And sometimes I think to myself, can you become, as a YouTuber, can you become too self-critical yourself? I certainly think I do at times. I think there is a thing, is trying too hard. And I think that's, one of the things that I say to anybody, if somebody said to me, give me one tip about, want to start up a YouTube channel, give me one tip, I would say be yourself. You've absolutely got to be yourself. Don't try and force yourself to be somebody you're not, or don't talk about something that you don't want to talk about. You've just got to be yourself, because if you try and force it, then people will see that, and I think they'll switch off. What am I talking about there? But yeah, would you be interested in seeing your games? I don't think I would. It'd be the easiest thing in the world for me to set up the camera, play a game. I've got what game am I going back to again? Killzone Shadowfall on the PS4. First game I bought. I've actually gone back to it again, and I'm at this level. I cannot get past it for the life of me at all. But it'd be the easiest thing in the world for me to set the camera up and just play it. Maybe I should do that more rather than having like a 10-minute mashup. I should maybe just, set a game up and just play it. I'm not talking about a PlayStation 4 game, I'm talking about anything, a Commodore 64 game, any game, and just don't even... There again, when I'm playing games myself, I generally don't talk to myself, but if I knew there was a camera recording it, then I would do some kind of commentary. But anyway, I'm kind of waffling on round and round in circles. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to get on to the questions. So, kick things off, the ever reliable Kev down the rabbit hole. There's a new Atari flashback coming out soon with HDMI wireless controllers. Excuse me, my moustache is getting in the way. And NES mini style save slots. I don't know what these are. I'm considering purchasing this even though I already have two older flashback models, because this one is a major step up. But the lack of an SD card means no homebrew, which I would really like, and part of me suspects next year's model will add an SD card slot. So do I buy now or wait for the inevitable upgrade? I would usually buy, so I'm just finishing what Kev's saying here, I would usually buy now, but considering I already have two of these flashbacks and a portable, I don't need more cluttering up the shed if I know the one I really want will be next year's model. Advice. What are you asking me for, Kev? I'm not getting the blame for you buying something you'll never use. I don't know, mate. Is the flash, so are these dedicated to the Atari games? Atari flashback. So you've got two already. Yeah, you've already got two, and this is another one. I guess, Kev, it comes down to how much is it. If the new one you reckon there's a new one coming out that's going to have an SD card. If it's going to have the same games than this one, then I would probably say hang fire. What about this new console, whatever it's called, Atari thing? I take it that's not going to be called an Atari flashback. Don't think it is. I think two things, Kev. If this new one is going to be supporting the games that this one has, then don't bother. However, if this one's only 20 quid, or whatever it is, $30, then why not? It's only money. It's only money. Not really very good advice, but I can't say anything. I'm one of these impulsive sods. If I see something I want, it becomes like the holy grail. I need to buy it. So I would say go for it. You only live once, Kev. Secondly, although this high-def Atari comes with paddle games like Kaboom, you will need to plug your old paddles into the front of it for the console to recognise them. There are no wireless paddles included, only wireless joysticks. Since I'll be sitting far back from the TV, do you know any way to connect a wireless transceiver to Atari paddles? I've got no idea, Kev. You know what? Go onto eBay or just Google it. I mean, nowadays there is so much amazing hardware add-ons for old bits of hardware. I would not be surprised if somebody has made them. The only downside to it is the price, because it's generally, you know, just a normal bloke who's made it in his bedroom or whatever it is. It's like the Ultimate 2 cartridges, you know, it's just one guy that makes them. I dare say there'll be somebody that's probably made something like that, but it will cost more money because it's not a mainstream thing. You will pay more for it. I mean, there was one thing that I've been looking at for a while is, I mean, that TV there has got, I don't know how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's got two HDMI, it's got two SCART inputs, and it's got about 12 systems all connected to it. And I'm not even going to let you see it because it's a mess, but I've got two of the £5 5-into-1 SCART things that I got on eBay. And it does work. The only problem is the picture, because there's so much going into the one kind of SCART thing, the picture's not the greatest, but you know what, it does me. But there's various things. I thought to myself, there must be somebody, I mean, this hobby of ours is such a massive thing. There must be somebody who has manufactured like a 10-in-1 SCART. Now it turns out that there's one that's called, I think it's an 8-in-1, but it's $160 plus I think it's $20 or $30 postage, and there's also customs. So that would be costing me, if I was to buy it, the best part of $200, which would be, I don't know, 150 quid. Now I know I'm a bit mad when it comes to money sometimes buying stuff. I could not justify spending £150 on a SCART adapter when I've got something that does work, albeit not brilliantly. It does work, and it's cost me maybe 10 quid. So yeah, go back to your thing, Kev. Just Google it. I mean, I'm not aware of anything like that, but it would not surprise me if there's something like that exists. You know, I'm not technical at all. I'm sure it is possible, so go and check it out, mate. And thirdly, on a completely different subject, what did you think about Lawnboy's post about not taking a loss of subscribers personally? You yourself lost a big pile of subs a couple of years ago, but came back with a vengeance, so I'm curious about your opinion on Dave's vlog. Now I did actually I was talking about that earlier on in this video when I recorded it yesterday. Yeah, I'd actually forgotten all about that. Now what Kev is referring to about 2 years ago, is it 2 years ago, maybe not even as much as that. Let's just say that something happened and I decided to take down my YouTube channel. I didn't want to delete it, but I took it down. I'd been going for about 2 years, and I had personal reasons for taking it down. So I removed it, I took it offline, and then what happened? And then was it about a week later, it'd only been down for about a week, I reinstated the channel, put it back up again, all the videos were still there, but my sub count had gone. I mean, in fact, just before I talk about that, I was actually in the process of making a 500 subscriber special. I just got over 500, so that happened. I just made that, and then I took it down for a week, and when I put it back up, I had dropped to, I think it was 47 subscribers. So I'd gone from 500 to 47. Now that was a kick in the balls. That was, I don't know, I mean, I don't know whether it was some kind of blip. Saying that, they did return. About 2 weeks later, it jumped back to 500, but through some wonderful support from well, Kevin, Lactobacillus Prime, other guys. They were all basically pimping my channel, and people came back, subscribed, and got me back on track again. But I mean, I think what the point Dave was talking about is, you lose a handful of subscribers. I mean, he was talking about, I know YouTube from time to time, they will have a purge on basically obsolete accounts. Basically an account that's been created by somebody which is never used, then that account will close. It just automatically shuts down. But the interesting thing is, my dad, he passed away in January 2013, which would be, what's that, 4 years ago? Is it 4? Bloody hell, I can't even believe it's that long. My dad's passed away 4 years ago. He has a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel still exists. It's still there. I'm subscribed. I think there's like 4 subscribers, and I don't have the heart to unsubscribe because it's my dad's channel. Yeah, my dad might not be here anymore, but so I don't quite understand how YouTube operate this, closing defunct channels, because my dad's not been here for 4 years, yet his channel is still active. So go figure with that one. But yeah, so what Dave was saying is, from time to time, YouTube will have this. They'll cancel basically defunct accounts, and of course some of these may be subscribers to your channel. So if that happens, if they do that, and there's maybe 10 that are on your channel, you'll suddenly lose 10 subscribers. And as Dave says, what is the point of getting upset about it? Because they're not real accounts anyway. Nobody is actually watching them from that account, so it's pointless. And the point I was trying to make was, you shouldn't ever do YouTube videos to get subscribers. It's all about getting the views, getting the sort of interaction between yourself and the people that watch your videos. But that example with me, yeah, that was a kick in the balls, going from 500 to 47. Because the thing is, when you're when you've got such a small number of subscribers, the only people that are going to know when you've put a video out are these people, and you might only get 10% of them watching it. So if you've only got 47 subscribers, you've potentially got maybe 4 people watching the video. So because I went to such a small amount, it felt like I was starting back from scratch. But like I said, because of the absolute amazing support that I got from the community, says like Lactobacillus Prime and Kev, then it got me back up again, and fortunately I've kind of recovered quite well. So yeah, it's don't get your knickers in a twist when you lose subscribers. It's always, it is a bit because you like to see that number go up. You never like to see it come down again. But don't place too much importance on subscribers. It is just a number. So anyway, Kev, cheers mate for that. Hardcore 8 UK. Name 5 8-bit games you'd like to see remade on the Spectrum next. Try and pick one that wasn't so good because of poor programming, but you thought was promising if only bugs weren't there. Well, yeah, I've pre-ordered a Spectrum next. 5 8-bit games I'd like to see remade. I would like to see Drop Zone, Rocket Ball, which I mentioned last week. Rocket Ball, Way of Exploding Fist, that was another game I'd like to see. What else? I'm not going to go for any arcade games, because you know what? Back in the 1980s, you wanted a good version of an arcade game, because that's the only version you could play. Now we've got MAME, I can now play the real Rolling Thunder, I can now play the real Outrun, so why would I want to see a version on a new computer? So it would have to be original games. One game that wasn't good because of poor programming. You know, I'd like to see, I would like to see, in fact it's a video I've made which I've not actually put out yet. It's called Castle Wolfenstein on the Commodore 64. It was a game that basically inspired Wolfenstein 3D, but there will be a video coming out probably next week actually. Or why I love Castle Wolfenstein. It's such a basic looking game, but I would like to see that remade for the Spectrum next. And a game that's got bugs in it. I don't know. You know, I'd like to, although I wasn't a big fan of them, I would like to see Nightlore enhanced with some better looking graphics. That would be quite nice. So yeah, now name 5 16-bit games you'd like to see remade with one dodgy one. The thing is, I mean, it's a Spectrum Net, right? Okay, when you're saying 5 16-bit games, the Spectrum Next, from what I gather, is going to be kind of Amiga standard graphics, maybe not quite as good. So I don't see any point in any 16-bit game. I mean, I would love to see a new Stunt Car Racer. That's an amazing game. Stunt Car Racer. I was going to say Elite. Nah, I don't want another Elite. There's been other games since then. Maybe another sensible soccer. That's never likely to happen. Obviously, the license has passed, so we're never going to see. You know, sensible software don't exist. We're still waiting on what's it called again? Sociable Soccer. That's the game I'm looking forward to getting. I can't think of any other games I'd like to see remade. You know, I'm very much off a that's the game I enjoyed. I quite like that. There's not many games that I've played and think that would benefit for better graphics. But like I says, Drop Zone, Way of the Exploding Fist, with the same graphics, you know, the ninjas, but just like a modern day version with the same music, you know, that would be absolutely awesome. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, thanks very much for your questions, mate. Always wonderful. And next, Ian Hunter. I have quite a bit of time on my hands. I think you've retired, Ian, eh? I have quite a bit of time on my hands, so I decided to blow the dust off my old C64 and have some fun until the rain stops pissing down. I loaded 3 games from cassette: Jeff Minter's Matrix, Booty and Balaga. They all loaded first time. Now this system is 35 years old. My question, Alan, is 1. Which is your oldest system that still works like the day it was bought? That's going to be my Vectrex. I mean, I didn't have a Vectrex back in the day, but the Vectrex, I think, came out, would it be 82 possibly? So what would that be? 92, 2002, 2012. So it's 35 years old and it works like an absolute dream. I hope I haven't just jinxed it, by the way, by saying that, but yeah, just works. Funny you're talking about the cassette. My mate Gordon, he that was over last week, he programmed a sort of Football Manager style game, and he actually found the audio cassette. In fact, here it is here. Here it is here. I don't know if you can see that Scottish football game. There you go, guys. I bet there's some people watching this video who have never even seen one of these before. He programmed it. He started writing it in the 22nd of August 1990. So that was quite. I mean, I was well into my Commodore Amiga at that point. August 1990. Anyway, we tried to load it into my C64 using, whoops a daisy, this, my C2N unit. And I just noticed there 11. Sorry guys, the camera ran out of space. Now I can't even remember what bit I was talking about. If I repeat myself, then apologies now. But yeah, unfortunately we couldn't get Gordon's game to load. It wouldn't load at all. But I did successfully manage to load Spy Hunter, and I got so far with Exploding Fist, but it was coming up a tape error. But you know, the fact that these things, any of them, even load at all, you know, 30 years on, is quite amazing. But yeah, so the Vectrex works great. I mean, most of old systems work fine. I tend to find that, yeah, the more modern systems, and I'm including stuff like the Xbox 360, that have got CDs, CD-ROMs in them, they've got the sort of lens and that kind of stuff, that seems to be the thing that kind of falls over. And I think then, because there's obviously, I mean, modern systems are way, way more advanced than a Commodore 64. There's a lot of heat involved, and that as well seems to, cause chips to become unseated and that kind of stuff. But I don't think modern consoles like the PlayStation 4 will be working in 30, 40 years time, unfortunately. But you never know, Ian. Anyway, again, thanks for your question, buddy. And lastly, Batman. Excuse me. What are your views on the often criminally neglected Atari 7800? If you haven't got one, do you have any plans to pick one up? If you do have one, what are your thoughts on it? And what are your favourite games for the system? Well, I do actually have one back, and unfortunately it's in the cupboard there. I've got so many systems in this little games room of mine. I mean, it's not a big room at all. I've given you a games tour before of it. It's a tiny, tiny wee room. I've got an insane number of machines all connected up, but I simply do not have any more space anywhere to put anything else. And the 7800, unfortunately, is one of the machines that is in that there cupboard. I've had it for a good number of years, and I've got to say I've not really played it that much. It's one of these systems that I've just not played. I mean, there weren't many games that came out for it, and I do have the means to emulate it. I mean, I've got it on my main cab as one of the systems that I can play. I mean, here's the games that I've got for it. Is that them all? No, wait a minute, there's more games in here which I've not dug out yet. There's absolutely hundreds and hundreds. Right, wait a minute. So yeah, I didn't actually realise I had quite as many games. Right, first up, what have we got? Super Huey. Now, I'm actually in the process of doing a They Did What on Cosme, who made Super Huey. Akari Warriors. Obviously, quite a good game that. A game which I've no idea what it's about. Well, it's about a broken egg, obviously cracked. It's not about any methylene, meth spirits or drugs, whatever. Mat Mania Challenge. It looks like a dodgy wrestling game. Now this game here, I love this. This is called 1-on-1 basketball. Really good. I used to play that in the C64. Loved it. I really didn't realise I had quite as many. Joust. Oddly enough, it's a black and white cover. Don't know why. I notice they all have P in the back as well. Don't know what that means. Choplifter. Crossbow. Now looking at that, it looks like some kind of, is it some kind of centipede clone possibly? I don't know. You know what, I might actually dig it out and do a video if I've not already done one. Didn't even realise this was out for it. Impossible Mission. Jinx. Some kind of ball thing. Got another copy of Cracked. I don't know how I've ended up with two. And a few more. What's this? Hat-Trick. Ice hockey game. Another copy of this one. Jinx again. And lastly, Ball Blazer, which is a game I could never ever get into. Though it's super impressive. You know what, Ian? I think I am going to do a video of that system. It's a system that I think part of the reason why I don't play some of these games, and it's the same with Atari 2600, is the only way I can connect them is using the RF connection. So you've got to basically fuck about with the TV to try and get a picture. And I think that is part of the reason why I don't play these systems, because I don't have any space for a CRTV I mean a CRT TV I should say. I've got one in the loft, but I don't have any space for it down here. Although that TV does accept RF input, the picture quality isn't great. So I think that is, in fact, I'm not saying, I wouldn't say, I think that is a big part of the reason why I don't play that. I don't have my ColecoVision connected up, because it's just trying to get a picture on a TV on these modern TVs isn't the greatest. But I think I'll definitely do a video with that system, because as you say, it was a good system. There weren't that many games released for it. I think it may have came out slightly too late, because I think by that point people had computers, so you could get games which were almost as good on the Commodore 64, Atari, and that kind of thing as well. So anyway, listen, as usual, thank you very much for the questions. Please keep them coming. Like I've said before, guys, without questions the waffle will die a lingering death. I always say that I've got nothing to talk about, but once I can get into my stride, then I can start talking nonsense. So anyway, this waffle has waffled on long enough. I don't know if it's over an hour yet. Thank you if you're still sticking with me to the very end. But listen, the subscriber numbers are going up, which is awesome. Despite what I say about subscribers, it's always nice to see that number increasing rather than decreasing. Welcome to any new subscribers. I hope you enjoy the channel. It's yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I'll continue to do my best to put out content that you're going to enjoy. But anyway, I'm talking shite now, so I'll just finish it up now and say, as usual, guys, thank you very much for watching.